ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सच्चिदानंदरूपाय कृष्णाय कृष्णकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्ते पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै। So namaste once again everyone. In the last class we completed the meaning of the namas in the following sloka. स्तव्यस्तव प्रियस्तोत्रं स्तुतिस्तोतारणप्रियः पूर्णपूरयिता पुण्यः पुण्यकीर्तिरनामयः. The last nama we saw was anamayah. So next sloka. मनोजवस्तीर्थकरो वसुरेता वसुप्रदः वसुप्रदो वासुदेवो वसुर्वसुमनाहविः. So this sloka has got 9 namas. मनोजव है, तीर्थकर है, वसुरेता है, वसुप्रद है, वसुप्रद है, ऐसे again said 2 times it comes. वासुदेव है, वसुहु, वसुमना है, हवि. 9 namas are there. मनोजव है, the one swift as the mind. Javaha means the swiftness, the fast movement. Javaha, Vega. And that's what Bhashyakara says. Manaso Javaha Vegaha Iva Vegaha Asya Sarvagatatvad iti Manojavaha. We all know that the mind is very fast. It can move in a split second to a distant place. Nothing is faster than the mind. So here, Bhagavan is said to be Manojavaha, capable of moving as fast as the mind. Of course, Bhagavan can move faster than the mind. But this comparison is just to understand that the Lord is all pervasive. In Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a mantra where it is said that Brahman is Manaso Javiyaha, even faster than the mind. Because even before the mind reaches any place, Ishvara is already there. That he is there is not a question of Ishvara reaching a place in time, because the very place and time are Ishvara. So being Sarvagata, all pervasive, he neither needs to move anywhere, nor does he require any speed to move. And the second aspect is that the mind can move only within the sphere of name and form. The mind first will have to think of an object to move to, a place to move to. Even Brahmaloka, if it is going, is only a name and form. So whatever one can think of is only name and form. And that is why the one which does not have a name or form, Brahman, mind cannot reach that Brahman. And all names and forms exist in this consciousness, in this Brahman alone. All objects and thoughts, they exist in the limitless consciousness. Hence, wherever the mind goes, Bhagavan is already there. And if we understand that, in fact, the mind itself moves in Bhagavan only, so we can then understand this Nama, Manojavaha. Then Tirthakaraha. Tirthakaraha means the author and teacher of all Vidyas. I don't know whether any of you remember, we talked about Chaturdasha Vidya long ago. So here Bhashyakara says, Chaturdasha Vidyanam, Bhashya Vidya Samayanam cha, Praneta Pravakta cha iti Tirthakaraha. Ayagriva Rupena Matukaita Bhau Hatva Virinchaya Sargadau Sarvaha Sutiranyascha Vidya Upadishan Veda Bhakya Vidyaha Suravairinam Vanchanaya Cha Upadideshete Pauranikaha Katayanti. Tirthakaraha. Tirtha, as we know, refers to a sacred place, a place of pilgrimage. Any place, be it Mecca or Mathura, Jagannath, Jerusalem, Rameshwaram, Gangotri, all these are all sacred places of pilgrimage because it is the Lord who, by his association with it, makes it sacred. And the word Tirtha in the Sanskrit language has also has a meaning of Vidya. Any discipline of knowledge is called Tirtha. Well, every discovery is a revelation. The one who reveals this knowledge is called Tirthakara. In fact, in Jainism, this word Tirthankara is still in use. Even though in our culture, the Tirtha meaning, limited meaning, the one meaning only we take as a pilgrimage. So Bhagavan is the Praneta, the author, as well as the Pravakta, the teacher of all disciplines of knowledge. And when we say all disciplines of knowledge, it is Vedas and it includes all the disciplines of knowledge, whatever we can think of. But everything has come from Bhagavan only, rather, and he is the author and he is the teacher also. Hence, he is Tirthakara, Tirthakara, Tirthakara. And of course, in his Bhashyam, Adi Shankara refers to the Puranic scriptures, where it is said that at the beginning of the creation, Ishvara, in the form of Hayagriva, killed the demons Madhu and Kaitapa and imparted the knowledge of the entire Vedas and other disciplines to Brahmaji. Virinchi, that's what he is saying here. And he also taught those rituals which were outside the purview of the Vedas. They are called what is it, sort of a magic rituals. They are outside the purview of the Vedas. For deceiving and creating illusions for the enemies of Devas, that is the Asuras. Therefore, he is the teacher of all knowledge that is there outside the Vedas, also rather. Inside the Vedas is already there, outside the Vedas also as well. And hence he is Tirthakara. Let me just see. Tirthakara hai, it should be Tirthakara hai. Tirthakara hai. Tirtham karoti, it is Tirthakara hai. No problem. So this is Tirthakara. Or Tirthakara, the one who is the author of all these Vidyas. Then Vasureta hai. Retas means a seed. So the one whose knowledge is the seed of creation is Vasureta hai. Vasu Suvarnam Reto Asya iti Vasureta hai. We have seen this again, this meaning in another context. Where Hiranya Garbha mantra I explained. Hiranya Garbha Garbhastam Hema Bhijam Vibhavasoho. If you remember, long time back. So that's the same thing here. Vasureta is nothing but Hiranya Garbha, or the seed in the Hiranya Garbha. So Vasu here means Hiranya, gold. And here the gold stands for knowledge. Pure. Gold is pure, so is knowledge is pure, and it is only knowledge which purifies. So, Bhagavan's knowledge is the retas, the seed for the creation of this entire Jagat. Hence, he is called Vasureta. Because if we look at it, for a child to be born, a mother and a father both are required. Similarly, in the case of this entire world, there is an intelligent cause and there is a material cause. Material cause we call Prakriti or Maya. So as the child is born of the mother, similarly, Prakriti is the material out of which this creation is born. But the mother herself cannot produce a child without the father, and so too, the Prakriti requires an efficient cause. So as for a child, for this entire creation, two causes are necessary. But Prakriti being Jada, insentient, and also dependent on Brahman, cannot bring about the world. Therefore, initially, something is necessary for the creation to begin. And once that occurs, Maya is capable of undergoing all the necessary changes to become this world. If we understand the process of a childbirth, this will become very clear to us. In fact, in the language, the word retas is also used for the reproductive seed in the men. So in the Gita also, Bhagavan says, Garbham dadamyaham, I impregnate. Aham bija pradaf pita. I am the father, the one who gives the seed. 14th chapter. So when Bhagavan invokes his knowledge as a sankalpa, as a desire, that knowledge becomes the seed for the creation of this world. It becomes the retas. And that retas brings about this entire creation, and hence he is called Vasureta, the golden seed for this creation. Then Vasupradaha. Here, Vasu, the meaning Bhagavan Adi Shankara takes is Dhanam. Now the Vasu has got many meanings. Gold, Dhanam, we'll see more meanings also. So Vasu Dhanam Prakarshena Dadati Sakshat Dhanadyakshoyam Itarastu Tat Prasadat Dhanadyaksha iti Vasupradaha. We all need wealth, isn't it? Everybody aspires for more and more wealth. Why? Because we perceive wealth as a security. As a jiva, we perceive wealth as a security. And of course, wealth is also necessary for achieving the other purusharthas. Because artha is wealth. Artha purushartha is what prompts us to go for more and more wealth. And artha purushartha is necessary for achieving the other two purusharthas, dharma and kama. So Bhagavan is the cause of that security, and he is the giver of Vasu, wealth, and hence he is Vasuprada. Any other devata or person like Kubera, etc., who has the capacity to give wealth, gains that capacity only from Bhagavan. It's a very important aspect we have to understand here. Whenever we are in a position to donate, to help other people with whatever wealth we have, our attitude should not be one of arrogance, one of ego driven. Our attitude should be, hey Bhagavan, all this wealth you have given me, I am only sharing a part of what you have given. I am very thankful to you that you have made me, you have given me the capacity to help other people by sharing my wealth. This should be the attitude with which we must be giving, any charity or doing any donation or anything. Never ever in our life, in every moment, can we forget the role of Bhagavan. Always remember that. And that is what is all the spiritual path is about. So this is one meaning of Vasuprada. Vasuhu Dhanam Dadati. Then the other meaning, because in this meaning we saw three Purusharthas. Artha, Dharma and Kama. So the next Vasupradaha, Adi Shankara says that this Vasu is relating to moksha. Because that is the greatest wealth one can have. That is a permanent wealth. That is Sanatana Dhanam rather. It is eternal wealth is moksha. All other wealth are limited by time. They may be there today, gone away. Or you may have it now. When you go away, you cannot take the wealth with you. So they all have limited capacity. Whereas moksha is a wealth which is permanent. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Vasu prakrishtam mokshakyam alam bhaktebhyah pradadati iti dvitiyo Vasupradaha. The second Vasuprada is Vasu prakrishtam mokshakyam phalam. So he is Vasuprada not only because he gives relative wealth and relative security, but also he gives the real wealth, the absolute security called moksha. And what is that absolute security? We get absolute security by knowing that I am Vasu, I am Ishvara, Aham Brahmasmi. So Bhagavan, by revealing himself as the Vasu, that one seeks, that a mumukshu seeks, becomes Vasuprada. It is by his grace that one gets access to the teaching. It is again by Bhagavan's grace alone that you come across a teacher, a qualified teacher to teach. And it is by his grace alone that knowledge takes place. Thus, by holding on to him, one will get relative security as well as absolute security. So, there are two stages. If one understands Ishvara to some extent, there will be Abhyudaya Phala. Abhyudaya Phala means relative security in the form of wealth, property, etc. But if one understands Ishvara as one's own Atma, there will be Nishreyasa Phala, absolute security in the form of moksha. Therefore, the two Vasupradas represent Bhagavan, the giver of all forms of wealth. This is the beauty. When two namas come, we require the brilliance of Adi Shankara to understand. Otherwise, we will think that why is that these namas are getting repeated? Is there a problem? Did Bhishmacharya not get any other nama, so he repeated the same nama? That's not the case. If we read it without Adi Shankara's Bhashyam, we may not be able to make out what these two Vasupradas are conveying. That's why Bhashyam, commentary, especially of someone like Adi Shankara, becomes very, very important. Then next nama, Vasudeva, the one who is the son of Vasudeva. Or Vasudeva, rather. Not Vasudeva is son of Vasudeva. Vasudevasya apatyam Vasudeva. This refers to Krishna Avatara. So Bhagavan was born as the son of Vasudeva, hence he is called Vasudeva. There is a Taddita Pratya for Sanskrit knowing people. Then Vasuhu. See the third meaning of Vasuhu. The abode of all. Vasanti sarva bhutani tatra teshu va ayamapi vasati iti Vasuhu. Bhagavan is the one in whom everything, all beings, elements, elementals exist. Even all Purusharthas, relative, absolute, exist in him alone, and hence he is Vasu. And not only in human beings or sentient beings, but also in all insentient beings also. Practically, you can take the entire universe. He exists in all beings as the Atma, the inner essence, and hence he is Vasu. Vasumanaha, the one who has the mind to reside in all. Avisheshena sarveshu vishayeshu vasati iti Vasuhu. Tadrisham manah asyeti vasumana. So his presence in all objects, in all beings, without exception, and without any difference or distinction, is called Vasu. Because he has a mind to be so, he is called Vasumana. Or we can take the meaning of Vasu as Jagat also. That also is there for Vasu. And that is his mind, and hence he is Vasumana. The whole Jagat is what? Bhagavan's mind. Because the creation requires a Sankalpa, and the Sankalpa is there in the mind. So it is the knowledge of Bhagavan alone which is manifest in the form of Jagat. Then next Nama, Havihi, the one who is in the form of oblations. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi, iti Bhagavat Vachanat Havihi. We have already seen this earlier. I think last week only we saw. So Bhagavan is called Havis. Havis is the oblation that is offered unto fire to Bhagavan. Yes, Bhagavan himself says in the Gita, the Havis that is offered is Brahman. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi, Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam. Everything that if you take a yajna, the ladle or the spoon with which the ghee is poured, that is Brahman. The offering, oblations, whether it is in the form of ghee or in the form of cooked rice or whatever other oblations in the form of summit, that is Brahman. The fire is Brahman. So once you understand that everything is Brahman, here one aspect, Havis is also told to be a Brahman. So the means is Brahman, the end is Brahman. Every aspect of a yajna is Brahman. That is Havihi. So that completes this sloka. Next sloka will go. Sadgadis Satkritis Satta Sadbhudis Satparayanam Shuraseno Yadusreshtaha Sannivasasuyamunaha. So this Satparayanam, there is also an alternate reading, Satparayanaha. Both there's not much difference in meaning. One is Napumsakalingam, another is Pullingam. That's all. It's Sanskrit. So here again we have got 9 namas, right? 8 namas. Sadgatihi, Satkritihi, Sattaha, Sadbhudihi, Satparayanaha, Shurasenaha, Yadusreshta, Sannivasa, Suyamana. 9 namas. So Sadgatihi. Sadgati, here there are 2 meanings are taken. The goal of good people and also the one with a superior intellect. Asti brahmeti chet veda santamenam tato viduhu. This is a Taittiriya Upanishad mantra. Iti shrutehe. Brahmasti iti ye viduhu te santaha taihi prapyate iti sadgatihi. Then sati gatihi buddhihi samutkrishta asyeti va sadgatihi. So 2 meanings in this. Bhagavan is Sadgati, the ultimate end of Satpurushas. Who are these Satpurushas? The Satpurushas are those that have Viveka, the discriminative capacity to discriminate between what is real and what is an appearance. to discriminate between Atma and Anatma. That is called Viveka. And Bhagavan is the Gati, the ultimate end for all people. But especially for the Satpurushas. For Satpurushas, he is the immediate end. For all others, he is the ultimate end. It may come in this birth or in next birth or after so many births. Whereas for Satpurushas, he is the immediate end. Asti Brahmeti Chet Veda Santamenam Tato Viduhu. The Taittiriya Upanishad says that those who accept that Brahman is are the Satpurushas, because they have the Viveka to choose Brahman as their end and come to Brahman to gain, and they gain the knowledge to understand that Brahman as their own Atma. So the Satpurushas are those who not only have a discriminative capacity, but also who have actually fixed moksha as the goal. And what is moksha? Jiva Aishwara Aikyam, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. Knowledge, complete knowledge of all these Mahavakyas, not only gaining understanding, but also assimilating that knowledge. They are the Satpurushas. So for them, Bhagavan is the immediate goal, immediate end. Or the word Gati also has got a meaning, Buddhi. So he is Sadgati because his Buddhi is Sati, superior. Being all-knowing, being Sarvashaktiman, Sarvajna. He understands all things clearly as they are, and therefore also he is Sadgati. Satkritihi, the one whose acts are noble. In fact, I can add one more meaning which comes to my mind. Sadgati also means, Sad means also has got a meaning of good. And Gati also has a meaning of path. So we can understand Sadgati also means a good path, a pious path, a clean road. That also we can understand as Sadgati, because this word Sadgati is used quite often when somebody dies. So we offer a prayer, may his Atma attain Sadgati. Which means what? You can either take the meaning that let his Atma travel through a road without much obstacles, and also let his Atma go and reach Bhagavan, which is Sadgati, the previous meaning we saw. So from that also we can understand, the word Sadgati. So all these meanings we can take for Sadgati. Then Satkritihi, the one whose acts are noble. Sati kritihi jagat rakshanadi lakshana asya yasmat tena satkritihi. The one whose kriti, action, is sati, noble, and therefore is satkriti. In fact, taking care of and protecting people is the noblest act. Because Anybody who does that role, taking care of people, is actually discharging the responsibility of Bhagavan himself. He is being agent of Bhagavan in the act of sustenance of this entire world. Therefore, parents and family should care for the people. You can start this care process from your own home. Most parents do discharge the responsibility by taking care of their children when they are growing up. But the children, one value they fail to give to the children is, I'm not generalizing, but many parents, one value they fail to give the children is that this value that taking care of other people, protecting other people is the noblest act. In fact, I am really surprised to find that in school curriculums and all that, especially in the US, I've seen there is so much emphasis on taking care of everybody around you in the society. Children are taught, they are put into practical caregiving, sessions rather in the school curriculum rather. But I don't know how many children are taught that this caregiving, like charity, should begin at home. First, take care of your parents. As they get old, they require a lot of care, like exactly you were when you were a child. But it's a very sad state of affairs that people are prepared to take care of everything outside their house, except that they don't bother for their parents. Again, I'm not generalizing, but this is the trend that we are seeing. And in the name of care, they will go and take the parents and admit them to some senior citizens' homes. And maybe once in a year or once in 6 months, they will just call up and say, how are you and all that. No parent will complain to the children that we are not happy. Parents have got this inbuilt mechanism. They don't want children to share in any, sadness or grief that the parents may have. They want the children always to be happy. So even if they are unhappy in the senior citizen home or wherever they are alone, so many parents are alone. They live alone. Especially this is becoming very serious problem in India. They had their ambition for children. They gave them all best education so that the children can go outside India, go to greener pastures and earn a lot of money. And the parents find themselves totally isolated in the process. Therefore, this Nama Satkriti, it should go in everybody's psyche that I am responsible. This is the noblest act that I can do. It is good that I am taking care of other people, but I should also take care of my parents, my family, my sisters, my brothers, everybody. And this is all, when you talk Satpurusha, this is again one more qualification or one more quality of Satpurusha. Because all the punya that they can earn by taking care of other people, if they hand over that care to somebody else, that punya will go to that somebody else of taking care of and protecting, because ultimately it's a noble act. However, coming back, the Lord does not leave it to anybody. He takes care of the creation himself. Therefore, he is Sakriti, doing the noble act of protecting the world. And how does the Lord protect? He is protecting the world by providing oxygen, water, food, all that is necessary for all our living beings. He protects every planet by keeping the planet in its own orbit. Just imagine, if one planet goes out of orbit, what will happen? So it is his law and order which ensures that the gravitational force are maintained in such a balance that all the planets go around in their own orbit and they don't stray away. Similarly, all natural forces and resources, everything Bhagavan protects. So all means, all ends he protects. So he is Satkritihi. Then Satta. Satta means that which is existent. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Veda Rahita, Anubhutihi Satta. Ekameva Dvitiyam. Iti Shrutehe. What is Satta? Satta is nothing but the Sat aspect of Brahman. Sat Chit Ananda, when we say, the Sat aspect is Satta, pure existence, and which exists in all three periods of time. It lends existence to everything, and it is because of that that everything has a being. It is the easeness in everything. Easeness means I-S-N-E-S, not E-A-S-E. I-S within quote, ness, easeness. When we say time is, space is, object is, anything is, he is, she is, I am. This easeness is the Satta, the existence. Because again, as we have seen, time is only a name and form. Similarly, space is only a name and form. Object is only a name and form. Everything that we experience in this world is only name and form. And when we talk of Satta, the existence, it is devoid of, it is bereft of any divisions like Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata divisions. What are these divisions? Sajatiya division means a difference between the members of the same class. Like, one mango tree being different from another mango tree. That is Sajatiya Beda. All are mango trees, but no two mango trees, they are all different. So Jati wise they are one, Sajati, whereas there is a Beda in each one of them. And also, a mango tree being different from a banyan tree. That is Vijatiya Beda. So now you have got two Jatis. One is the Jati of mango trees, another is Jati of banyan tree. Mango tree being different from banyan tree is Vijatiya Beda. So it is a difference between members of different classes. What is Swagata Beda? Swagata Beda is differences within one's own self. A mango tree having parts which are different from each other is Swagata Beda. So it is the difference among the different parts of the tree. My hand is not the same as my leg. It is different. My eyes are different from my ears. This is Swagata Beda. It's all within myself only, but they are all different. Whereas Satta, the existence, pure existence, the easeness has no such differences, does not act in any different, whether it is Sajatiya, Vijatiya, or Swagata Beda. For eye also we will say is, for ears also we will say is. For mango tree also we will say is, for a banyan tree also we will say is. So this pure existence does not discriminate between all the different, it has no differences. That's why he says, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Veda, Rahita. And he is Bhagavan, pure existence, it has no differences. He is the Swarupa of Bhagavan, it is his very nature. And hence he is Satta. And Bhashyakara quotes from Chandogya Upanishad. Ekameva Dvitiyam. The full mantra is Sadeva just forgetting that. Sadeva idamagra asi ekameva dvitiyam. I'm just forgetting one word in that mantra. It means Sat eva, Sadeva Satyam, I think. I'm not sure. So, idam agre asit, what was there was Sat alone. At the beginning of this creation, there was Sat alone. Ekameva dvitiyam, without a second. So Sat is one alone without a second. This is Chandogya Upanishad mantra. So Bhashyakara quotes it in order to support his interpretation. Then Sadbhutihi. You know, the nature is coming. We have seen pure existence. Sadbhuti is the one who is existence and also consciousness. Sanneva Paramatma Chidatmakaha Abhadat Bhasamanatvacha Sadbhutihi. So one aspect was touched upon in the previous Nama Satta. Here, the second aspect, the second nature of Brahman is being touched upon. Bhagavan is Sadbhuti, of the nature of Sat existence, which can never be negated, and Bhuti, consciousness, that is self-revealing. Swayam Prakasha. Everything else is perceived, that we perceive, that we experience, lives upon the borrowed existence and needs to be lighted up by the consciousness that is the Swarupa of Bhagavan. Bhuti also can mean wealth or glory. So he is the Bhuti, the wealth. We saw Vasu also, right? He is everything to the Satpurushas. Again, any Bhuti is a glory. And the glory of any person is the glory of Bhagavan alone. But only Satpurushas recognize this fact. And therefore also he is Sadbhuti. Then Satparayanam or Satparayanaha, both you can take. Ultimate end of good people. Sadgatihi we saw. Satam Tattvavidam Param Prakrishtam Ayanam iti Satparayanam. So Sat can refer to Satpurushas, Satam. Or it can refer to all living beings also, because they are all having Sat existence. And he is the Paramayanam, the highest goal of all beings. As I keep on repeating, you know, all beings, all sentient beings in this world, ultimate goal is Bhagavan only. A handful of them may reach that goal in this Janma. Few others may take 1 or 2 more janmas to reach that. Multitude of them will have to take more and more births to understand that Bhagavan alone is the ultimate goal of all living beings. So those who actually reach that goal in this Janma itself are the Satpurushas, those who know the truth, understand this fact, and have him as their immediate and only goal. Their goal in life is to achieve Bhagavan alone. And when we are saying here Bhagavan, from a Vedantic point of view, from an Advaita Siddhanta point of view, we must understand that when we say Bhagavan, we are referring to the knowledge of Aham Brahmasmi. We are not talking about any Bhagavan, any other Bhagavan in Vaikuntha or Kailasa and all that. This you must always bear it in mind. Whenever we are talking of Bhagavan, whenever we are talking of Ishvara, we must remember this fact. So, Satpurushas, their goal in life is to achieve Bhagavana, achieve moksha, gain that understanding. Others, without recognizing this fact, they get into so many other goals in life, of which Bhagavan may be one or may not be one. And even if Bhagavan is there in their list, it may not be the highest or immediate one. So they will have to work towards it. They will have to take more and more births for that. Hence, he is Satparayana, the highest goal of all Satpurushas. So there is another one when if you take Satparayana, that is also the same meaning, but derived in a different way so far as Sanskrit language is concerned. Santaha Param Ayanam Asya, the one who has got Satpurushas as his Ayanam. So one is Satparayanam is from the point of view of the Satpurushas, he is the goal. And Satparayana is referring to Bhagavan himself, the one who has the Satpurushas as his goal. So from two different standpoints, we can understand, meaning is the same ultimately. Therefore, the most important job of Bhagavan is what? Welfare of the Satpurushas. If you become a Satpurusha, you become into a VIP category so far as Bhagavan is concerned. You get a special treatment from Bhagavan. Shurasenaha. The one whose army consisted of Suras. Hanumat Pramukha Sainika Shauryaशालिनः Yasyam Senayam Sa Shura Sena Yasya Sah Shurasenaha. Sena means army, Shura means valiant, right? Or Sura also means humans, or not Asuras, or everything other than Asuras is Sura. Or you can say Asuras are those who are not Suras. Suras are dharmic people. Asuras are adharmic people. That way also we can understand. So the Lord is Shurasena because he has a mighty army. And this Nama, directly we can relate it to Ramavatara. Bhagavan Rama had an army in which the Shuras, the mighty warriors like Hanuman, Sugriva, etc. were there in the army. Even though Ravana also had an extraordinary army consist of Rakshasas, still in spite of it, the Vanaras fought valiantly against them. When we come to Krishna Avatara also, Bhagavan Krishna had a very, very great army consisting of Suras, mighty warriors, like the Yadavas, Pandavas, etc. They were all belonging to Bhagavan's army. Therefore, from the Itihasa stories, Valmiki, Ramayana and Mahabharata and all, we can relate to Bhagavan as Shurasena hai. Then Yadushreshta hai, the best among Yadus. Yadunam Pradhanatvat Yadushreshta hai. So straight away referring to Sri Krishna Avatara. The descendants of King Yadu are called Yadus or Yadavas. And since Bhagavan Krishna belonged to that clan, and he was the Shrestha, the best among, and best, and not only best, the most important among them. Because from the Yadukula, he the only one we know of today, his still name still remains is Bhagavan Krishna. So he is Yadushrestha. Then Sannivasa. Nivasa, again we have seen, Satparayana, Sadgatihi. Sannivasa is another expression. The refuge of good people. Satam Vidusham Astraya Sannivasa. He is Sannivasa, the refuge. Nivasa, the refuge of learned people, the thinking people. Their view, they are firm in their views that Bhagavan is the ultimate end. They don't have any other end in view. So he is Sannivasa. Then Suyamuna, the one connected to the Yamunas. Su Yamuna. Su Shobana, Yamuna, Yamuna Sambandina, Devaki Vasudeva Nanda Yashoda Banapradha Subhadradaya Pariveshtaraha Asyeti Suyamuna. Ashyakara, I can't stop admiring Bhashyakara, I mean, such a profound brilliance. All those who are connected to the river Yamuna are Yamunas. Like Vasudeva, Vasudeva. Like Yamuna, Yamunas. Who are they? Devaki, Vasudeva, Nanda, Yashoda, Balabhadra, Subhadra, all these. And there are so many others who lived on the banks of the river Yamuna. And they were all noble people, pious people. Because he was surrounded by all these good, pious, noble Yamunas, Sri Krishna is Suyamuna. So that is the last nama of this sloka. I've got 2 minutes. I will start the next sloka and then we'll see the meanings in the next class. Bhuta Vaso Vasudeva hai, Sarvasu Nilayo Nala hai, Darbaha Darpadho Dripto Durdaro Taparajita hai. So again, this nama has got 9 namas. This sloka has got 9 namas. Bhuta Vasa hai, Vasudeva hai, Sarva Sunilaya hai, Anala hai, Darpa hai, Darpada hai, Dripta hai, Durdara hai, Atha. Atha is not a nama. And Atha is the and. Okay. Moreover, Aparajita hai. So 9 namas are there. We will see the meaning in the next class. Okay, I'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji. Dhanyavada.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes,
Guruji.
Premaji. You can start.
Guruji, Sat Bhuti, that which is Sat, and lit up by consciousness is what you said. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Because, I mean, consciousness, we have been seeing consciousness as chit aspect of Brahman, correct? And this consciousness is the one which pervades everything in this entire universe, including us. Otherwise, if you remove consciousness, everything in this universe, including us, is jadam, insentient. It
So
is
would
this
you consider consciousness as Chaitanyam?
Yes, consciousness or chit or chaitanyam. This is nothing. Consciousness is the translation for Chaitanya.
Tattva or principle.
Yeah, it's a principle of consciousness. Tattva. So that is what makes everything sentient, makes everything aware rather. We become aware because consciousness is pervading our mind, our buddhi, our eyes. We are able to see, we are able to hear everything. Without consciousness, like a dead body. Consciousness is not there in a dead body. It has got only satta. Chit aspect is left. So dead body can't hear, can't do anything. So that is what is lighting up the whole world. And it is again a part of Brahman. It is an aspect of Brahman. So that is how, and Brahman we call Ishvara rather, in our terminology which we are using in the class, is Ishvara. So that is the aspect of Sadbhuti.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question?
Just an observation, Guruji.
Yeah.
Today, as the class was going on, twice the power went off for me, so I had to go and I got reminded about yesterday's class when you said about not expecting the results because there are so many factors which come.
Absolutely.
So today I experienced that. I thought I'll share it with you.
Good, good. I mean, if you are observant, whenever we think that we have failed in our life, or not failed in any task that we undertake, if you sit with a cool mind and analyze, we will never ever feel dejected about it. Yeah. I did what was best within my ability. That's it. And what has come to me is what I was, you can call it destined to get, or that is Bhagavan. In fact, I'm reminded in the next Bhagavad Gita class, which will be the Saturday after the next, I will actually, because yesterday there was I went away with a feeling that this issue of destiny and free will is still an issue of a lot of confusion in some people's mind. Correct? So I thought that in the next Bhagavad Gita class, I will start the class by touching upon this. Free will versus, destiny, and which is more powerful, which is more relevant for us to understand the Gita slokas. So after the class yesterday, I felt that even though so many people were not there, but only I think Sitaram was there and Premaji was there. But I felt that this needs to be dealt with in a greater detail so that, it becomes very clear which is there, what is more important, what is free will, and why only human beings have got this free will. All that aspects I will touch at the beginning of the next class. I just wanted to tell you, those who are Bhagavad Gita students, for their purpose, for their consumption. Okay. So that we'll do. Okay. So that's why, as I said, there would be no cause if we analyze everything, and as you rightly said, we accept it as prasada. That is what was to happen now. So that happened, rather. I have no control over it. You could not have stopped the electricity or the internet from dropping, isn't it? That you understand. But then what you do is, okay, I had that, but I got an opportunity to make up for it, which is what I will do by listening to or viewing the video, so that you make up that part.
Thank you.
Yes, Hariji, you have any question other than what I talked about?
Guruji, mind is not only the swiftest thing, it is also like a monkey, never
Yes.
steady.
That is why it is like a monkey. It can go anywhere, jump. Very true. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Hariom. Hariom. Thank you.
Guruji, you will give us the correct timing, next Saturday about the.
That will be 3:30 in India in the morning.
It is 3:30. That is
6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Which will be Sunday early morning 3:30 your time. Sunday early morning 3:30, which will be 6 o'clock Saturday in Toronto.
Okay, Sunday 3:30, and the Zoom link and password.
That's all I will send. I will send everything. I will circulate it to both the groups. Those who are interested in our group, in the Vishnu Sahasranamam group, who are interested in knowing something about Karma Yoga, and also, of course, Bhagavad Gita group, I will certainly circulate to both the groups. And I will mention all these things, the timings and everything. I will mention in that, and link also I will send, and you can directly, like what we do here, you can click on the link and join the classes.
Okay.
If you are awake, if you are able to.
Awake, we have to be awake.
No, that is your, I will not force anybody, because 3:30 is a very too early for many people. Rather. May not be for you and me, because I also get up almost at 3, wake up at 3:30 rather. So it's not a big deal for me also. But having said that, I always wonder, by getting up at 3:30, what am I going to do? So that is a big issue, because
a lot of things.
You can do a lot of things. Absolutely true. But for me, the first thing I want to do is I want to get up, I want to take my bath and do my prayers. So I want to do my Sandhya Vandanam around 4:30, 5 o'clock, so that it is the sunrise time. Brahma Muhurtam, at that time I want to do it. And when I was, I spent a couple of days in Kanchipuram, in the Madam, Kanchi Madam. There I found that people were waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they go about doing all their work. So Madam becomes totally active at 3 o'clock in the morning. So there, in those circumstances, it makes sense for somebody to get up at 3 o'clock, everything getting ready for Acharya to come and do the puja in the morning and all. Everything is geared up for that. And if I get up at 3:30, I find everybody else in the house sleeping. The whole house is dark. So sometimes I read or do something like that.
I have not been doing Sandhya Vandanam, but I have got a great urge to start doing it, even though
you should start. There is no big deal. There are, ready-made, what is that, videos are available. So many, and you can, in fact, there is one Prasad Bhagya in
Dr. Prasad.
Dr. Prasad. He keeps on circulating Sandhya Vandana video, so you can use that video and start doing it. Right?
I am using his video only for my monthly Tarpanam.
Monthly Tarpanam, and also I use this video only for Aavignidhi here in US.
Okay. I also did the same thing.
That reminds me. Okay, good. I was thinking of sending him the Dakshina, but I forgot. I'll do it today. That's what, whenever I am not in India, I use his video and send him a Dakshina. I did it during COVID times also, when the Aavignidhi was not being conducted, physically. Okay.
It will take about 15 minutes, morning.
See, it depends upon that. The Aavignidhi, the Sandhya Vandanam, that consists of 2 karmas. One karma is what is called Arkya Pradhanam. That Arkya Pradhanam will take you hardly 3 minutes to 5 minutes.
Okay.
With the Sangalpam and all that, right? Not more than 5 minutes. Then Gayatri Japam is there.
Yeah.
So
That it
Gayatri
depends.
Japam,
Where you can
that
have
depends upon, you
how
can do
many?
it very fast also. I do Gayatri Japam. The Gayatri Japam, there is a rule for chanting Gayatri, which is
Okay.
called Panchavirama.
Ah,
So Om is one. After chanting Om, you must give a pause.
ah,
Okay. Then
Ah.
Bhurbhuva Swaha, one pause.
ah,
Tatsaviturvarenyam, one pause.
Ah.
Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, one pause. Dhiyo
Ah.
Yonak Prachodayat, then
Ah.
end it. So 5 breaks have to be given. You cannot chant Gayatri like Om Bhurbhuva Swaha, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yonak Prachodayat. You could not do
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah,
That's a wrong way of chanting, which many people
Okay.
do and finish Gayatri, 100 and Gayatri in 5 minutes. So when
Ah.
you do this way, Om,
Ah,
and it's all in your mind, right?
yeah.
And so when you do that, it will take about 20 minutes. I take
Okay.
20 minutes when I do
Yeah.
that, right?
And how
And
many times you chant?
I
108?
chant morning I chant 108, afternoon I chant 32, evening I chant 64.
What is that? 32 and 64. What is the logic?
Logic,
Yeah,
no, that is what is the advice in the Vedas.
Ah,
When
okay.
you do
Okay.
Madhyanam, when
Ah,
you do Madhyanam, you
Ah.
can you can chant 108 also, right? Then no, nothing harm. Even morning harm, you can do 1008 Gayatris also. Nothing
Okay.
stops you.
Okay.
But the minimum which they say
Ah.
under normal circumstances is 108 Gayatri in the morning,
Ah.
32 in the afternoon, and 64 in the evening is what is the Shastric injunction. But
Okay.
given certain, if there are special circumstances, you can
Ah.
reduce this number even to 12.
Ah. Okay.
So that though, but then you must be able to justify to yourself that this, I am, for some reason I am not. For example, you want to do Sandhya Vandanam in the morning, you got a flight to catch.
Ah.
You don't have time to chant 108 Gayatri. So you chant 12 Gayatri and catch your flight, right? So some special circumstances are there. But you should not chant 12 Gayatri and go and sit before the TV.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't see.
That is not
I
a
don't-
special. No, I'm not telling you. I mean, I'm just telling generally.
Yeah.
That is not special circumstances. So there, our Shastra is very flexible, rather. But I would urge everybody who is not doing Sandhya Vandanam, at least start with one time Sandhya Vandanam.
Guruji, can you forward that video?
Yeah,
Sandhya
I can
Vandanam.
do that. Sandhya
Yeah.
Vandanam video, Prata Sandhya is there, Madhyanam is there, Sayam Sandhya. I can forward all the videos to you, no problem.
Yeah, then you please.
Yeah.
And once you are back, once or twice, I will do Sandhya with you.
Yeah, no problem. No issue.
Yeah,
No
I
issue.
will. Yeah, you can be my guru there.
No. That's not a problem. But once you have to do it continuously. If you do it for 15 days, 1 month, most of these mantras you will get. You will memorize them automatically.
Okay, I will.
So
I
you
will
won't need a
start.
book or video. Yeah, you start.
Yeah.
It. It's a good
Yeah.
resolution. You should start doing it.
Yeah.
That is one of the most important things everybody who is a Dvija should do. Sandhya.
Yeah. I will start doing it from tomorrow.
Fine, good, very good. Make a sankalpa and do it.
Yeah. Can you kindly send me the video?
I will send it to you after the class immediately. I will send you the file format. No problem.
Oh, I
No
will do.
problem. I'll
Okay.
do it. Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Any other
Okay.
question? Anything else?
No.
Nothing.
Thank
No.
you.
Anybody else? I'm asking. Nothing. So okay, we will close today. And see, next Sunday, I will make that announcement. We will be traveling back from Toronto to Connecticut. So I will have to check with my daughter and son-in-law what time they plan to leave. If they leave like last time I did, then we can have the next Sunday class. But if they want to leave early, then we may have to have the class only the following Sunday, about which I will send an announcement. Let you know, let all of you know. Okay. Okay, then. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Hari Om.
Guruji. Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.